Hey guys, Lucky Zach here today, and today I'm back with another video. I know it's been a little bit, I do apologize. Some things came up and I just ended up losing the inspiration, which this video's been planned for a hot minute. I didn't mean to get this way. I'm gonna try to get back on track. I want to post every Monday, and today we're actually talking about a concept that links up with my last video, which is talking about plants. And I'm hoping that you guys can find an interest in this because what I'm about to talk about is something that seems to be very overlooked. It's around you all the time. Today, we are talking about mushrooms. Now, to start it off, we have to explain what is a mushroom. As you can see here, you have just a very basic diagram. The cap, which is typically just like the protection, or almost like a head. And then it goes down into typically gills, but there's also pores or spines. There's different kinds of mushrooms that have different kinds of attributes. And then you lead on to the actual stalk or the stem, and that supports the whole entire mushroom. Now, mushrooms are not actually the main living thing, because underneath the mushrooms is mycelium. And mycelium starts by spreading out, and it'll take up a wide range. I mean, it can literally take up pretty much your whole backyard as a single species almost. And molds are actually in the same family as myceliums, and there's so many. There's over 100,000 different types of molds, and molds are part of the fungi family. And out of that amount, only 14,000 actually produce a mushroom. And the mushroom is actually called a fruit. Not this kind of fruit, but in a similar way, they do the exact same thing. And not the exact, but they do a very similar job. I've actually had a recent obsession with these because after doing a little bit of info, I realized that mushrooms are very linked into nature in general. I found out that, okay, there's a forest, two trees. One tree's doing good, the other tree's not doing so good. Well, a train, or not a train, but like a line of mycelium that's growing will actually connect between the roots. And from there, the bigger tree, the mushrooms will actually convince it to move nutrients over to the smaller tree that's not doing so well. So if it's having less light, less nutrients from the soil, it'll actually split it between them, causing the tree to become stronger and even be able to literally grow at the same rate, meaning that the actual canopy on top, all of these trees, millions and millions of trees, will just be connected all at once, making a stable ecosystem. So without these guys, it would collapse. And I've also found out that mycelium will have not a war exactly, but there's actually a primary producer which goes in and will consume the just dead animals, dead logs, dead plants, whatever. And then there's actually a secondary consumer that comes in and will consume after the primary has fruited, put off spores, and starts to die out because it doesn't have the energy to keep being strong. And that secondary will actually come in and take over. Now, the backstory to mushrooms, mycelium in general, is apparently back around 810 million years ago is when the first fungus actually came to land, or at least the first signs of fungus on land. And fungi were some of the first complex organisms on land. They actually were breaking rocks down to create soil. They literally were here from the very beginning. Then plants came up, and they actually, instead of having a war or having a taking over, mushrooms taught plants, and not taught, but they helped them trade nutrients out among themselves. Now, I want to talk about this because this is actually fungus. It's not fungus, it's actually mushroom. It's called Rishi. And what happens here is that Rishi typically grows off the side of a tree, just as you saw the past white mushrooms on the side of the tree, but you can actually convince them to do this, which is called making an antler. You see those white tips, they'll actually cap out. Now, I found something interesting about Rishi. The fact is, Rishi can actually be ground up and turned into a tea, and this tea can actually help your body against cancer. Not making you immune, but helping your body fight it for the future. And I've also found out that this is called jelly fungus, which it actually is in a similar thing. It has mycelium, and this mycelium creates a jelly-like body. I've also found out, recently we found a thing that was called Citrella aquatica, and apparently it is the first gilled mushroom to be found underwater. Insane. Now, I'm not an expert, but This guy, Paul Stamets, is an expert. If you want to learn more, go check him out, okay? He's actually been doing this for years upon years, so I'm going to put links down to videos of him talking and his channel, and go check him out, because I am not an expert on this. I just wanted to show this because I thought this was interesting. So what do you think? Mushrooms are kind of nifty, huh? I mean, a lot more interesting than what you would expect looking at them for the first time. I wanted to thank you guys. I know that I haven't been uploading. I know I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to, keeping up wise. It's just, there isn't any real reason why I haven't, other than the fact I just didn't get it done when I was supposed to. I lost the inspiration for a little bit. I'm hoping that I can get myself back onto it, and hope you're going to be here with me. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.